Hi, my name is Emilie and I would like to tell you about the chapter Language and Culture I read in the ebook Worlds of English. The chapter was about how the English language developed over time. I learned about the Old English from before 1066 to how the language English has developed and is the modern English that we know today. I also read about American English and learned the differences between British English and American English, and I learned about what a global language English is today.
Old English before 1066.
In 1066, Britain was described as a nation who contained 5 different nations: the English, Britons, Scots, Picts, and Latins. And what we know, or what we think we know, was that it was a scattered population with 500,000 different individuals who had different traditions and cultures and languages. And we don't know much about the language that was spoken back then because it was written down, it was spoken. But in the 5th century, the British Isles were invaded by the Angles and Jutes, and Jews from Denmark and Angles had made a very big difference on the English language that we can still see today.
Middle English 1066 to circa 1470.
England was invaded by the Normans from France for over 100 years. But English didn't turn French because only the king and his nobles spoke it. But English was a trilingual nation because if French and Latin had a big influence on the English language. And that is why English has a larger vocabulary than other languages.
Early Modern English 1476 to 1800.
In the beginning of this period, no one really knew how to write and print correctly. So in 1476, William Caxton was the first man to set up the printing press, and now things such as dialects and foreign loanwords had to be dealt with. And it was considered a very crucial year. A distinct factor in the development of modern English is Shakespeare, and we know him as a poet and playwright, but what many people might not know is that many words and idiomatic phrases are coined by Shakespeare.
Modern English 1800.
Modern English is still changing today, but not as fast as in the previous centuries. And in the 19th century, with imperialism and urbanization and industrialization, and hundreds of thousands of new words were added to English.
American English.
In 1776, America gained independence from Britain, and they thought, of course, that they needed a new language. So, in Noah Webster, he made an American dictionary, and thanks to him, there's a clear difference between American English and British English. And there's a difference in vocabulary, and pronunciation, and spelling.
Global English.
English is no doubt a very big global language, and it's the most spoken language in the world. And one of the reasons is that in Britain's history, it was the largest colonial empire in the world, which is why so many people speak English even today. And another reason is that USA is such a dominant nation in the modern world with both culture and finance and politics. So, and even though everyone speaks English, we don't all speak the same English. People change their accent and